I think Nigeria, I don't subscribe fully to the idea that Nigeria is, is growing, because you cannot grow without having electricity. You cannot grow without having water supply. You cannot grow when a good chunk of your youth are unemployed. You cannot be growing. Now, there's...
it's still the biggest economy in Africa.
Yes, but by size. Not by...
overtook South Africa financially.
Yes,
not to do with the people, not to do with the economy.
Precisely. But if you look, apart from, and there are green shoots of progress in Africa, in Nigeria, don't get me wrong. If you look at what the agricultural and the finance ministers in particular are doing, significantly across the last 20, 30 years in Africa, those have been the two most prominent progress drivers in Nigeria. In fact, they're driving it so hard, they're driving it surpassing any of their African counterparts. Now, those particular areas have taken individuals who have said, I'm going to set a path, and every single body within my department has to follow. The question you then need to ask yourself is, the president in charge, when these two ministers were brought into play, should really be looking at having not two of them, but all people, setting them as a minimum entry requirement for ministership. And that's where I think you have to give credit to the current president, because he is the one who brought these two ministers in, and they were allowed to interpret their expertise. And these were people from the diaspora. They were allowed to interpret their expertise into the African context as a minister, but to propel the economy. I don't think I have ever seen, and I come from a forestry family, I don't think I have ever seen agriculture being commercialized like the current minister is doing. And so in terms of that, you have to, in terms of record, you have to look at what the current president has done, how far he has moved us. I'm not sure if you're aware, but Sheraton's own figures show that the most successful Sheraton in the world, these are not my figures, these are Sheraton's figures, the most successful Sheraton in the world is Sheraton Lagos. 97% occupancy rate at $400 a day. Nobody, not even Nigerians, go to Lagos for tourism's sake. That is purely driven by business.
Who do you think occupies the hotel, sir?
Oh, whomever. But the fact is, we have an asset in Nigeria that is driving enough interest for business or otherwise to allow that, because all of that is going to be generating employment for the people who work there. It's going to be allowing more industry to grow around there. Transportation is going to be another facility that is a subset of the fact that people are coming there. Now, they may be foreigners, but the question is, Nigeria is known for business, or Lagos is known for business. How do we benefit from that? Because if Lagos is known for business, that means if you're talking to a foreigner who normally does business in Lagos, to do business in Shagamu is not too far off, because they're already in Lagos. And we just have to realize that we already have the channel. It's a bit like having a motorway that brings in traffic to you. What do you do with that traffic? Because all those people who come to Lagos are coming for business. Can we make them invest in Oyo State, in Osun State, and in all these other countries that they already, have an idea of, because they're already in the country? It's actually testimony that we haven't actually done much. And yet, we are one of the fastest growing economies in the world, and yet we're the largest economy in Africa. Imagine if we actually did something. Like I said, if a very minute element of growth is injected into Nigeria in terms of entrepreneurship, and we have to focus on the youth. It's not about the old school. This is about looking at the youth. Afrobeat is a typical example. Half of that money is not even accounted for in African economy. Those guys are getting 20 million hits on YouTube. Nothing from Africa gets 20 million hits. So the fact that we have that industry, and then when you compare that to Nollywood, again, these are based on Nigerians who decided, I'm not going to go to the government, I'm going to be creative. The creativity in Africa is what is energizing this growth. Telecoms in Nigeria. I remember back in the days in which BT Cellnet were contemplating going to Nigeria or not, and they said no. I wrote the business cases for Nigeria, in which Ericsson at the time said, no, we're not interested. Now, the figures from Nigeria show world record figures. And again, like you said, it's just the demand, the might of Nigeria is boosting the economy to grow. If we actually made an effort, a concerted effort, it will be astronomical.